Hi, this is Michael Prince with BecauseFamily.org and FamilyTechBlog.com, and this is your parents' guide to Among Us. This is a parent's guide for Among Us. This guide is intended to inform parents to help them make quality decisions for their families. The rating is based on my opinion of playing Among Us and viewing others as they played Among Us as well. The rating is based on the game content. Online interactions always increase the risk of unwanted content. The ESRB rating of Among Us is 10+. It's rated 9+ in the Apple and Android app stores, and Common Sense Media gives it a rating of 10+. About the game. Among Us is an online multiplayer game of social deduction, teamwork, and betrayal. You play as crewmates on a spaceship or space station who are trying to prepare the ship for takeoff. You have tasks that you must complete to win the game. The catch is, there is an imposter among us. This or these imposters can sabotage your efforts to prepare your ship. They can also kill you or your crewmates. When a dead body is found, a meeting is called. The entire crew discusses what has happened and what they've seen that could give hints as to who the imposter is. They then all vote, and if someone gets a majority of votes, they're ejected from the ship. If that person was an imposter, the crew wins. Otherwise, it's back to the ship to complete your tasks and hope the imposter doesn't get to you first. This game has a little bit of everything. There are simple puzzles, social interactions, mystery, and even some opportunity to be a little dark by killing your friends in the game. The graphics are simple and a bit silly, but the gameplay is so fun that it doesn't matter. This is truly a social game and cannot really be played on your own. There is a free play mode in which you can explore the map and get familiar with the puzzles, but it's really just for preparing to play online in multiplayer. Violence. One of the key themes in Among Us is murder. The imposter is trying to sabotage the ship by whatever means necessary, and this usually includes killing crew members. You kill by simply tapping or clicking an icon when you're close enough to a crewmate. There is then a short animation of your murder. Sometimes you slice them in half, sometimes your small companion, an in-app purchase, will shoot them, and sometimes a spear-like tongue will come from you and pierce them in the face. While the animations are a bit graphic, they aren't really bloody or gory, and they are very cartoon and silly. The characters don't look like humans either. They're better described as colorful walking spacesuits, so when they're killed, there's not much realism. Language. There is no dialogue or narration in Among Us. This means there's no adult language in the game itself. This is a game, however, that is meant to be played with other people over the internet. When you play a multiplayer game online, you're always opening yourself up to unsavory language. In Among Us, this happens in the chat, which is used to discuss murders and vote out crewmates. There is a censor mode that is on by default. This censor will use symbols to block out adult language and other inappropriate comments. This doesn't mean that the players don't use these words. You'll often see sentences with words asterisked out, and most of us can tell by the number of symbols and the context of the sentence what words were meant. It is nice that a censor is included and on by default. It is, however, simple to deactivate with one click or tap, and is not password protected. Sexual content. Again, there is no sexual content in Among Us. The style of this game doesn't lend itself to that kind of material. This is another issue, however, that is greatly impacted by online play. While the censor mentioned above will block some sexual comments, most make it through. While playing the game, I saw many players with suggestive usernames. Nothing too obvious, but definitely innuendo. When these names were commented on in chat, however, they were mostly met with annoyance by other players who just wanted to play the game and were therefore not amused. In other words, there will always be people who think their immature sexual jokes and comments are funny, but in such a social game, you'll also find a majority of players who aren't interested in that kind of humor. These players usually kick out or shut down the inappropriate player pretty quickly. A positive message. I guess we could talk about teamwork and trust here, but in reality, this game is really just all about having fun. There's no real moral to Among Us. It is intended to be a clone of the classic party game Mafia, but it's set in space. Playing with friends is easy through their local or private game setting, and this allows for kids to have fun with their friends, even though we can't be around each other all of the time these days. I think that's what made Among Us the breakout game of 2020, even though it's already been released for 2 years. Monetization. Among Us does have in-game purchases, but they aren't game-changing. You can buy packs of costumes, skins, and even pets. The prices are between $1 and $3 per pack, and the game is definitely playable without spending more than the $4.99 it costs on the PC. The mobile version, which is free on Apple and Android, does have ads that can be removed for $1.99. I do recommend removing these ads because some of the games advertised should, in my opinion, be rated for adults only. What parents should know. Among Us is a game that I've been playing quite a bit lately. It's easy to pop in and do a 10 or 15 minute round and then log off. I've played it in public rooms with friends as well. That was quite fun as we were able to work together, trying not to cheat, but to complete tasks and win. It can be a time drainer, as you always want to play another round. I find myself saying one more round a few times before I actually quit the game. Like Fortnite or other online multiplayer games, kids aren't going to want to drop out in the middle of a game. So giving them a warning about getting off their screen will be better than saying, "Put it away now." Trust me, you'll have less conflict if you say, "Be finished after this round, okay?" And then you hold them to that. The only real danger in this game is from strangers online. While that is always a concern with online multiplayer games, rounds are so short and fast-paced in Among Us that there isn't much time for grooming or bullying, especially since there's no private or direct messaging. You can stay in the same lobby to play with the same people, but it's so easy to back out and go into another game if you want, so I wouldn't expect too much trouble from people in chat on Among Us. As with most games, my recommendation is that parents understand Among Us, how it works, and what their kids like about it. Know who they're playing with online, and if they are playing with strangers, be sure they feel comfortable coming to you if they see something that makes them feel strange. This game is simple enough and quick enough that many parents may be able to play along with their kids. Do this. It would be really fun for you to get into their world a little bit. Plus, you may just enjoy the game yourself. This review is brought to you by Accountable2You. That's accountable2you.com. This is an accountability software that will allow you to protect your kids as they use the internet, whether they're doing school on a Chromebook, using an iPhone or Android, or even just a PC or Mac. Accountable2You will cover all of those by reporting to you if inappropriate content has been viewed on that device. Go sign up today at accountable2you.com. Use the promo code BECAUSEFAMILY at checkout to get 10 days free and try it out for yourself. Thank you so much for listening and for watching and for reading. My name is Michael Prince with becausefamily.org and familytechblog.com. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.